I'm Georgia, and in this video I wanted to talk about my opinion on living with your parents after your mid-20s, 30s, 40s, and so forth. I believe that we're put a really big pressure on by society because we are expected to meet a certain standard, and if we don't meet that, we are considered as failure. But the thing is, there's so much more than just the standards that society sets onto us. For example, I could be considered a failure because I did not graduate university and I'm still living with my parents. But do I feel like a failure? I really don't, because I do value experiences rather than titles. I value what I've learned and my growth as a person. And we should all understand that everyone has their own path and their own journey, and everyone is different. But what I think is that nobody is really worthier than anybody else. We're all equal. And this is something that society is trying to tell us the opposite of this. That your worthiness is counted by how many titles you have, the job you're doing, and all those things, right? I don't really feel the pressure of living with my parents still, because at this moment in time, I know where I'm headed. I know that there's so much more important things in life than just checking whether you have met the standards or not, and who did set the standards. Like, are there any written rules that tells us what is right and what is wrong and what we should have accomplished by a certain age or something? For example, in my case, I am still living with my parents, but I am trying to make the most out of it. Like, I am being grateful for the fact that I get to live with them, because everyone has a limited time on being on earth, and I feel grateful because I get to share more time with them. Even though I used to look at my life and be like, oh my god, I'm still here with my parents, nothing has changed. In reality, so many things do change. Now I can actually feel so grateful for the fact that I get to live with my parents. And if I look on the outside, it's something I should feel ashamed of, because society wants us to bring a certain type of contribution to society. But before taking any decision, I decided to just take some time off. And it does not mean that if you feel like you are behind in life, you will forever be a failure. There is no such a thing as that. It's okay to take time for yourself. It is okay to figure things out slowly if you get the chance. We sometimes believe that the more you struggle, the more you are valuable. But our value does not rely on our actions. Our worthiness does not rely on our experiences, does not rely in titles we have in our job. We're valuable and worthy just as human beings. Who is society to tell us what we need to accomplish? I was born into a system which I did not decide. But what if I don't want to play this game? What if I just want to live a peaceful life without having to worry about the next step to take in my career? What if I want to live an easy and simple life? Should I feel ashamed because I am being supported by my parents? Or should I reject the help that they're giving me just because I feel like I should be independent by this age? At this moment in time, I really believe that we should not give anything for granted. If your parents are willing to help you out and support you, if somebody was born into wealth, if somebody achieved success without struggling, I support them. I don't wish struggle on anybody. Even if some have struggled more than others, doesn't mean that they are more worthy. They are worthier than those who did not struggle as much. We should not judge people because, oh, they had an easy life, everything was easy for them, because even those who you think did not struggle, they had their own struggles in their life. It's impossible. Everyone has struggles, no matter how big or small they are. Everyone has struggles. I feel like as the world is going through this economical crisis, but mostly like global crisis, people tend to spend more time with their parents than in the past years. So I wanted to address this because we should also look at the circumstances that we are living. It is not as easy. Living by yourself and living alone is not as convenient as living with your parents at this moment in time. If it's better and if you get the chance to save up more while you're still living with your parents, that's great, because we, as I mentioned before, we really don't know what will happen in the world. This is why, even though I would really like to move out of my parents' house, I also realize that it's not the best timing to do so. It is not the best timing for a lot of reasons. And should I feel ashamed? Should I feel unaccomplished? Should I feel judged by society? I really should not feel like that. I don't feel ashamed of myself, because I know that I have my timing. I know that I need to sort things out before I do anything. I know that I'm not any less valuable just because I decided to spend a little more time with my parents. As long as we act based upon what we feel is right, we should not be ashamed of anything. The priority and the focus should always be on what's best for us. Yeah, so this is everything for today's video, and if you have anything to add or anything you would want to share, please write them down in the comments. I would really like to read all of your experiences and what you think about the topic. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.